and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at our St. Baldrick's Be the Match charity event for the Santiago Canyon College Group Dynamics course. That is a mouthful. We have been doing this charity event for, this will be our 13th time. This all started when my brother, who really loved the St. Baldrick's charity event, he did it every single year. He died tragically and suddenly, and from then on, I really wanted to remember him, and it turned into this annual thing that we always did. The event itself took on an extra special meaning when my wife was diagnosed with leukemia. And up until that point, we were doing the head shaving for children's cancer. And leukemia is one of the most common types of children's cancer. But my wife got it at a fairly young age. And she was able to find a cure through the Be the Match registry. That was an incredible experience for us, very difficult, but she's here now because of Be the Match and because of organizations like the St. Baldrick's charity event. Be the Match is a great organization. We were able to find a match for her, somebody who lived in Germany. We even traveled out there to meet them. It's an experience like no other. Difficult, but at the same time, something that's just so memorable and adds depth and meaning to your life. And so I really am proud to be a part of this. Over the years, I've calculated, we've raised over $60,000 in our 13 years for children's cancer research, and we've registered dozens of people for Be the Match in the registry. And so this is our event for the 2021 year. This year, like last year, we had to do it 100% online. And that has posed its own challenge to the class. But this year, the class did an exceptional job in bringing this all together. And so for the next hour or so, give or take a few minutes, we are going to be sharing exactly what we did in order to make this charity event happen. I believe I might be lacking a little bit. And so in order to have this go forward, I am going to, I want to introduce all the different components that came together to make this work, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna do in our charity event is we're going to give a little bit of background in how we organized this event with the many different small groups. This class is all about how to work in small groups. So we take a large lecture, a large group setting, and divide up into smaller groups. And each of those groups have specific tasks that they are supposed to accomplish. And I wanted to give the students a chance to share what they were tasked with and how they achieved those as well, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with some of our social media task forces. And the first group that I would like to introduce is our Twitter group, okay? All right. Who do we have? All right. We got Timothy, right? Yes, there we go.
Well, actually, I'm Instagram, but hello, everybody. I was the chairman for the Instagram group, and we were in charge of operating the SCC St. Baldrick Instagram page. Our primary purpose of operating this Instagram page was to gain followers and increase awareness for the St. Baldrick's charity. We did this by posting twice a week and having fun, engaging stories that people will see when they logged on to their Instagram. Some of the goals and the achievements that we set for ourselves were, number one, we wanted to double our follower count. When we were first given the account, we were at about 55 followers. As of today, we're at 99, one short of 100. So if anybody's watching this stream that wants to shoot us a follow at SEC St. Baldrick's, that would be awesome. Our second main goal was having a complete posting schedule. At the beginning of the unit, we talked about posting at least 3 times a week, and we were able to do this for 6 straight weeks. Thank you, Bryce, for doing this. And lastly, we wanted to increase engagement. The most views we got on a single post was over 60. We made great progress towards exposing more people to St. Baldrick's charity, which is always a good thing. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Brittany with Facebook.
Hi there. I believe that our Facebook group is not here right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to our TikTok group. That would be Micah is with TikTok.
Hi everyone. So I'm here for the St. Baldrick's account on TikTok, and we had lots of goals for the semester. So here's a couple goals and accomplishments we had. Our first one was followers to bring awareness for the event, and we gained about 40 followers, and our total right now is about 68, and we started with 28. So I was super happy about that. And the second thing was we wanted more videos compared to last year, and I think my group did a really good job also creating more, being more creative with the content, and everyone spent time thinking of what they would really watch if they were an audience. And then the last thing was our posting schedule. We were generally on time and posted at least 2 to 3 times a week. So thank you to everyone who engaged with the videos and shared them. And thanks to everyone in my group with participated and wanted to bring awareness to that. So I'll pass it to Ivy, I believe, in admin.
Hello, everyone. I am Ivy. I'm the chairperson for administration. And my admin group and I were responsible for basically just making sure that communication was going smoothly across a class-wide level and in the individual task force groups that we had. We definitely learned a lot on how to use our communication skills the best that we could, and problem solving skills that was definitely prevalent in our group, which I'm super grateful for, along with using our communication via Zoom. We were also responsible for collecting the minutes from every single group, making agendas for the entire class to make sure that our charity for St. Baldrick's was moving smoothly and in the right direction. Along with that, we also made a few quarterly reports that basically encompassed how our progress was going from the last few weeks of our course. And we learned a lot, especially in this process of, learning how to create meetings on around parliamentary procedure. And I think that it was a great learning experience on how we could approach the outside world, the professional environment. And I'm super grateful for our group. We've truly succeeded in this charity, and I'm so proud of how much money we have raised. So now I will pass it on to Dylan in the event planning group.
Hey everyone, I'm with the event planning group, and our job was basically to plan this event. I'd like to shout out Kristen Sandoval for coming up with our initial schedule for the event and having it run through the class and having this run so smoothly today. We're also in charge of an award ceremony at the end that we still are in the process of planning. And that was pretty much our biggest things, is just seeing how good the events can go and how well we can get these events to run. And we've been collaborating on the schedule and how to run the event during the semester. But hopefully, we have a great event today and a great award ceremony at the end. And we're looking forward to everything that this event has to offer. And I'd like to pass it off to our St. Baldrick's chairperson, Cheyenne.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cheyenne, and I was the chair, or I am the chair for the St. Baldrick's group. Our goals were to just get the class involved with St. Baldrick's as a whole. My group and I made sure that everybody was registered on St. Baldrick's as a participant and that everybody was in the correct performance group, because we are having a little competition between our performance groups for who could raise the most money, which you'll see a little bit later. We also all got assigned jobs. So we had 2 JV recruiters, 2 treasurers, and a barber coordinator. And then we also had Kevin, who was our liaison, and he contacted the St. Baldrick's coach, who gave us all the updates and basically what we needed to run this event today, which we then shared with the class. And it was just kind of our job to keep everybody updated on fundraising efforts, let everybody know what was happening, what they needed to do to get like a St. Baldrick's t-shirt. And yeah, I think we all as a class worked together. This has just been so amazing. And I just want to thank everybody that participated and that is still here today watching. And I'm going to pass it to Hunter with Be the Match now.
Hi, my name is Hunter from the Be the Match group. What our group focused on was getting people registered to the Be the Match registry and making resources available for this live stream. Be the Match is a charity organization that helps people get life-saving transplants for cancers like leukemia and lymphoma. Once on the registry, if you're a match for a patient, they will ask if you can donate bone marrow or peripheral blood stem cells. Most of the time, you won't be called for maybe even years. If called, they will make sure you are healthy and not at risk when you donate. Now you know what Be the Match is. I will hand it over to our professor.
All right. So all of those different task forces had different parts, and they came together in order to make this event as well as to raising the charity. What we want to do now is that we have a St. Baldrick's informative video, or at least I'm hoping that's what we're going to have coming up next, that is giving a little bit of background about what our event is all about. Okay, so here we go.
Every 2 minutes, a child is diagnosed with cancer. Every 2 minutes, a family is changed forever. One in 5 children diagnosed with cancer in the United States will not survive. Of those who survive, 2 out of 3 will suffer life-threatening long-term effects from their cancer treatments. Kids are being robbed of their childhood. You can help. You can help give hope by funding life-saving childhood cancer research. We need you. The kids need you. Together, we can conquer childhood cancer. Join the fight. Raise funds so more kids with cancer can grow up to live long, healthy lives. Register, fundraise, show up, shave.
So that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. And that is an inspiring message when you're faced with a problem that seems so overwhelming, like there's nothing that you can do. So we've been doing something about it. And what we want to do is show what we've accomplished up to this point this year. All right, and in order to do that, I'd like to invite back the St. Baldrick's chair, Cheyenne, to give an update on exactly how much money we raised thus far. We just need to unmute your microphone there, Cheyenne.
Sorry, guys. Okay, now we're good. So as a class, we have raised $2,744, which is more than half of our goal, which is so amazing. Thank you to everybody who has donated thus far. We are still taking donations throughout this whole event, so feel free to continue, especially when the head shaving goes on. And then, as I mentioned, we did have a competition with our performance groups. So Performance Group 2 is in first place with $973.42. Performance Group 4 is in second place with $588.52. And Performance Group 1 is in third place with $418.19. And then I want to give a special shout out to our top participant, Kevin Turner, who donated $696.77. So please leave a comment for Kevin. Tell him how great he is. This is so amazing. Thank you so much, Kevin, and everybody that donated to Kevin. Thank you to everybody who just donated in general. We really appreciate it. And now I will stop the share.
Thank you very much, Cheyenne. We also had, I believe, 3 shavees that signed up. And this year, I wanted to challenge the class to find their own shavees. I've had my son and my daughter do this in the past. This year, we really want to start handing it off and having the class headed up, and they did an excellent job. And so what we were able to do was to get a recording of one of these shavings that happened. And we wanted to show it to you in all of its glory. So why don't we take a look at one of our shavees? Go ahead. All right.
Hey, my name is Scott Evans, and I am shaving my head for the St. Baldrick's Foundation for the Santiago virtual event. I'm scared to death. Oh, jeez. I probably shouldn't watch. Oh, that's. Oh boy. There is no turning back now.
I don't think you should watch yourself.
I have never shaved my head before.
Okay, Sasha.
Are you gonna put a mohawk there? What are you doing? You turn? People want to see that. I'm gonna turn around.
Okay. How do I can't come back? How do I do that in yours?
Kind of go up and over him. I'll hold my hair back.
I'm doing an awful job. Oh. Stop turning.
Well, it looks better for the camera. I want to see it.
I miss missed so many spots because you kept moving.
So the people at home would like to see the hair coming out. Just, that's why I keep turning. Oh, I'm afraid to look.
You actually look pretty good.
I'm worried I have a misshapen head.
You actually don't.
Well, I know that it's round, but when I've got my eyes closed, I haven't seen the camera since I turned. How's it off the top and the front? I think as long as the audience kind of gets the drift of what's happened here, I think we can probably do a reveal.
Don't want to leave any like crazy patches.
I thought that ooh, that feels nice. Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm ready to open eyes. Oh my god! Woo!
You actually look pretty good. It looks good. Thank you for supporting this amazing cause.
I'm happy to do it. So if I hope if anybody else gets inspired to give a little, I hope they do. Send in a few bucks if you can, and thanks for watching.
And then we have our second video pre-recorded coming up in the second clip. Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for the pre-recorded videos of the shaved heads. And up next, we'd like to share a video from the St. Baldrick's Foundation. One of the kids from who they help out.
I'm Abby. I like the colors pink, purple, and green. I also really like princesses. I'm a kid just like you.
The day Abby was diagnosed will be in my mind forever.
Cancer is small bad cells inside of me. It only makes me sick. You can't catch my cancer.
Dr. Wessler introduced himself as a hematologist oncologist, and his first words were, your daughter Abigail has leukemia. And after that, I heard nothing else of what he said.
Philadelphia chromosome positive leukemia.
We didn't know what to expect. It's not something anybody can ever prepare for.
Chemo fights the bad cancer cells, but it can also make my hair fall out.
The current survival rate was about 30% for that type of leukemia. So at that point, we were still in a daze, and she had cancer, and we were going to treat it. So what we were going to do, she was going to go get a transplant.
Some of the complications that can come from a bone marrow transplant can be that much more severe just due to the invasiveness of that procedure.
This is all my medicine. I can swallow 9 pills.
9 pills? Wow. In Chicago, Dr. Hajia said, I have this protocol that I can get Abigail to be a part of that includes this pill called dasatinib.
This is Lily, my port buddy dog, and she has a tubie just like I get.
Dasatinib was working so well along with the standard chemotherapy that she was not going to need a transplant.
Take that, cancer!
We found out that St. Baldrick's was a huge part of funding the research for dasatinib with PH plus ALL. That literally changed her life expectancy from 30% to an approximate 70%.
St. Baldrick's research greatly impacted Abby's, what I would call her standard of care, and the options that are available to Abby, not just today, and that we still have Abby with us, but hopefully Abby's future 10, 20, 100 years of her life.
I like the game of life because it'll tell me what I'll do after college and what I'm going to do when I'm a parent. I like to start with college first. It's a better idea.
St. Baldrick's truly has given us hope for Abby and hope for all those kids right now sitting waiting for new treatments to be found or to be applied to their type of cancer. I'm forever thankful for the St. Baldrick's Foundation and the researchers that they funded for giving Abby the life that she has now.
One day I'll be cancer free, then I won't have to take chemo anymore and my hair will grow back.
So as you can see, the head shaving event is symbolic, right? It's supposed to symbolize your solidarity with children that are going through treatment, because oftentimes the treatment means that you lose your hair. But it's also symbolic of your commitment to this cause. And walking around with a shaved head, especially if it's not something that's common to you, usually brings up conversations, and you talk about it and direct people towards this particular cause, to the events, to the page. And so St. Baldrick's is great in that it is able to accept donations, and it uses those donations in a very good way. But another part of our event that was added about 7 years ago was Be the Match. And Be the Match takes a slightly different approach, even though both of these charities or both of these organizations are trying to tackle the same issue, which is blood cancers. And so the Be the Match is a registry where you can actually sign up, and if you match with somebody genetically that has leukemia, you can donate stem cells for them to actually regenerate the bone marrow so the cells are no longer leukemic. And we'd like to show how Be the Match works with a sort of an instructional video, if we have that ready.
Hi, Hunter here again. This section of the live stream will talk about how you can help Be the Match. The first thing to know is how to sign up. We have a link that you can find that will take you to a form to register for the registry. Once registered, you will be sent a swab kit free of charge to help match you with someone who needs your help. The next video we have will teach you how to use that swab kit. Later on, we'll have someone who has received help from the Be the Match share their experience with the program, how Be the Match has helped them, and why you should consider joining the registry.
This video will help guide you through the cheek swab collection process and answer common questions. If you still have questions after viewing this video, please call 1-800-654-1247.
Make sure you have the correct kit and labels. If there are multiple people completing kits, it is important to make sure that labels and kits don't get mixed up. All ID labels should match with the same ID number, including labels located on the return envelope, the outside of the kit, and within the kit for labeling the swabs. Inside your kit, you will find one package containing 2 swabs. Before you start swabbing your cheeks, remove the protective paper from the adhesive strip on the lower half of the kit. A few important things to remember as you get started. You should use both of the swabs provided in your kit. But if you drop a swab, simply throw it away. It's okay to submit the kit with only one swab. Before you begin swabbing, be sure that your mouth is empty. Also, swallow before you use each swab to clear your mouth of extra saliva. There are 4 key areas inside your mouth where you can swab: the upper and lower sections of both your inner cheeks. You will swab the inside of your cheeks and along your gum line. Now, it's time to swab. Open the swab package and remove the first swab. Start by using your first swab in one of the 4 key areas inside your mouth. Be sure to brush the surface against your inner cheek for 10 seconds. Keep these things in mind when swabbing your cheeks. Use the same force you use when brushing your teeth. Swab vigorously to collect enough cells. Also, make sure to swab the inside of your cheek. Do not swab your teeth or gums. Once you're done swabbing your cheek, it's time to label your swab. Remove a label from your kit and wrap it around the bottom portion of the swab stick, furthest from the tip, like a flag. Keep these things in mind when labeling your swabs. Don't wrap the label around the top part of the swab. It needs to be wrapped around the bottom portion of the stick. Make sure that the ID number and barcode on the label are visible and facing out on your sticker. The sticky side should not be showing. If your kit is missing a label, you can call 1-800-654-1247. Next, place your labeled swab stick onto the adhesive strip inside your kit. Repeat those steps with the remaining swab, brushing a different key area inside your cheeks. Remember, don't mix your swabs or labels with anyone else's. Put your own 2 swabs in your own kit. The ID number in your kit and on the labels is unique to you. Once both of your swabs have been placed on the adhesive strip, close the kit and put it inside the return envelope. Then you simply seal the envelope and drop it in the mail. No postage required. That's it. Your kit will now travel to a lab for testing.
Thank you. Your commitment could help save the life of one of the thousands of patients with blood cancers like leukemia or other diseases who need a marrow transplant to survive.
It's pretty easy, right? And we also want to mention that the process for donating stem cells is very much like a blood draw. People have this misconception that donating cells is like a bone marrow where you have to like have a really invasive and painful surgery, and that's not the case. There's really non-invasive ways of donating, and it's very different. So in that one sense, it's very much like a blood donation because it's just an injection and they take material. But in another way, it's very different from a donation in that sense because there's only a limited number of blood types, but for stem cells, you have to find a match, and they have up to 10 markers, and you have to get the 10 out of 10 is the best, but sometimes people have to settle for 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 as far as a matching sequence goes. And so the more people that are in the registry, the more options that those in need have in order to get that registry. It's also resulted in an unfortunate circumstance where there are, because it's genetic based, that there's desperately a need for a diversity of people being in the registry. While like the Asian population makes up the majority of people in this world, they are underrepresented in the registry. So getting people of color to get into the registry is of paramount importance, because if you are Asian and you are diagnosed with leukemia, your chances of survival are lower than somebody else because there aren't as many people in the registry. It is critical that we have a diversity of people that are in there. We want to show you who benefits from this registry. And we have a video in order to show a personal story of how Be the Match has touched people's lives.
Adriana was only 4 years old when her life was turned upside down. She was diagnosed with leukemia and she didn't respond to treatment. 3 years later, she's alive and well, and today she's going to meet the man who saved her life.
She's already balling, I'm already balling.
After specialist Mike Loriano completed 8 years with the National Guard and a tour of duty in Iraq, he enrolled in classes at Wilmington University.
I was actually going to class one day, and there was a table just kind of set up for Be the Match. At that point in time, I knew nothing about the organization prior.
Be the Match manages the largest and most diverse marrow registry in the world. For patients diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, and other diseases, a bone marrow or cord blood transplant may be their best or only hope for a cure.
In my mind, I pretty much just thought that if I did happen to match somebody, it was meant to be.
A year later, Mike got a voicemail from Be the Match.
And it was like, hey, this is Lee from Be the Match. Just wanted to call you. You signed up for our donor registration a year ago. You're a potential match for a 3-year-old little girl with leukemia. And that was the message. So, of course, I called back immediately. I didn't even talk to anybody before I did that. He asked if I wanted to move forward, and I said yes.
Mike went through the entire donation process with only a few details about the little girl whose life he was potentially saving. U.S. laws require that donors and recipients have no communication before the transplant day. During the first year after transplant, it's possible to send cards and letters back and forth as long as it's kept anonymous. After the first year post-transplant, if both donor and recipient agree, names and contact information can be shared.
I woke up one morning 2 years after the surgery, and I had a Facebook message from Adriana's mom. And it was like, hey, you don't know me, but, if this is you, I just want to share you that this is the little girl you saved 2 years ago. And just sent me videos, pictures, all these things about Adriana, kind of how her life has been. and must have been like 5 in the morning because I was half asleep, and I reached over and pushed my wife, like, hey, look at this. I always wanted to meet them.
Mike finally got that chance during a cross-country road trip. He and his buddy were driving from Delaware to California, so they made a stop in Utah to meet the little girl whose life he saved.
I was excited for the entire time, but still nervous because I have this, hero title. You don't know what to expect going in, but I was just happy to meet them in person.
Hello, person.
Is he out the door?
Thank you so much.
He just clung to him.
She's not gonna let me go. Even though she's so young, she knows what she went through, and she knows that without this procedure, getting rid of the bad stuff inside of her, she might not be here. So I think that's the biggest thing where it kind of hits me is that like she actually understands it.
What are you thankful for him? Why?
Because he saved my life.
He saved your life.
There are a lot of ways to be a hero today, okay? You can donate to St. Baldrick's. We are accepting donations through the end of the semester, which will be I believe, December 10th. It'll be added to the total, all right? You can register for Be the Match. We would love if you let us know about that as well. And you can see that these stories are incredibly touching and incredibly powerful, and you could be part of one of them if you wanted to. So I remember March 13th, 7 years ago, my wife got a stem cell transplant, and it was an incredibly emotional time for us, and we have decided that we wanted to pay it forward. And including Be the Match in this event is one way of doing it, and a way of remembering many different parts of my personal family. And it's a real privilege that I get to share that with a few dozen students every single semester, as well as everybody that they share it with throughout the time that we are planning and executing this event. And so while this event is coming to a close, that doesn't mean that there's nothing for you to do. You can still visit our event page for Santiago Canyon College on St. Baldrick's. You can visit Be the Match and register there as well. Reach out to us, let us know. You can leave comments on this video, and we will do our best to respond as well. I hope that all the students in this class return and participate in future events in future years. It's not a requirement. You're not getting graded for it at all, but I'm sure those future generations of students would appreciate it as well. So as we draw this to a close, I want to remind everyone that is watching, you can play a part and be a hero for people who really, really need your assistance. Maybe you have a little extra cash to donate. Maybe you can just become part of the registry. Regardless, anything that you do would be much appreciated. Thank you so much for being a part of this event, everybody, and I hope you have a good holiday season.